Alright, Shalom, or praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They were understood apostles at GreatMillStone ruling well. Basically, man, you got this thing here about this black plague spreading throughout parts of Africa through Madagascar. And, you know, I was watching a documentary about the plague, the Black Death, that, if you know anything about the Black Death, or like the bubonic and pneumonic plagues, there were plagues that was in the Middle Ages that killed off most of Jake back then in the Middle Ages, you know, and that gave kind of way for Esau to come into power, pursuant to the scriptures. So it was a deadly plague. It killed off, you could say, 2/3, most of the population back then. See, it says Black Death maps 10 countries fall victim to plague as fear spread of contagion west. And the seriousness of this plague is you know, but this just shows you what time we're in, because the scriptures tells you that there's going to be plagues, famines, pestilences, and I'm going to get it. Whether or not this is just going to consume the whole earth, I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is over the past few years, you've had a lot of deadly outbreaks of Ebola and, you know, certain plagues that have come, and people have been getting whacked from these plagues. You had that one in the West Coast. I think there was the zombie virus thing where people we just wanted to eat people. I don't know if it was a drug or it was I can't really remember, but it was some type of thing that was making people on the West Coast want to commit cannibalism and stuff. So you got a lot of things out here which proves what time we're in, because this is deadly. So the nation has joined South Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, and all them other places to be the latest country to be put on high alert over fears the bubonic plague could spread. Authorities fear the plague could spread from Madagascar, where it's already killed 140 victims and spread to more than 2,000 people in the region. So a lot of people are dying in that, you know. Some locals in Madagascar have blamed the plague outbreak on villagers digging up their ancestors for burial ritual. And the other thing I wanted to outline is I watched a documentary where Esau actually had the plague. He's got the plague in the lab. It shows you that he's actually got the plague in the lab. They've got them. They've got the plague sitting there. They've got the plague. They've got the plague. I was watching it on a documentary about the bubonic and pneumonic plagues, funny enough, about 3 weeks ago, probably a month ago. It was over a month now. And they had the plagues, man. And he was just kind of faffing about with it. You know, the way they was handling the plague was not as if it was just a normal plague. So they're the ones that can let these plagues out. So now they've got theories. Another theory claims more frequent forest fires have driven rats and their fleas out of the woods and into human settlements where they infect humans. You know. So, you know, this is deadly work. So the Lord's opening up, mate, because that's the time we're in, Armageddon, the end, the famines, and all of this stuff. You know, you people want to sit there and scoff, but there's some serious business going on out here. So the World Health Organization has said its control measures will be in place until 2018. We have vowed to spend 3.8 million to try and stop the disease spreading by paying off local ambulances and disinfecting buildings. Now, when you check out the actual Black Death, mate, if you won't be able to stop that. But you know, Esau just put this out there because the way the Lord set that up back then, that thing was the bubonic and the fuma. I think the pneumonic element of it made it airborne. So people were sneezing and everyone was just catching it. And Jake's back then, you know, the Lord took them out. I'll read down here. Comparisons have been made between the Madagascar outbreak this year and the 14th century Black Death, which is one of the worst plague outbreaks in human history. The Black Death is widely believed to have caused the population of the world to decrease from 450 million down to 350 million. Okay, so there you have it. Luke 21:11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. You've got a lot of earthquakes nowadays, mate. And famines and pestilences. And fearful sights and great signs there be from heaven. And you're getting all of that. Chariot sightings, UFOs, blood moons. You know, you got pestilences, Ebola, the Black Death. Amongst others that I ain't named, there's many more that I ain't named that have been outbreak recently. You know, so this just shows you biblically the time that we're in. That we're in the time of these Bible prophecies, man. You know, so basically you got a lot of people out there that are asleep, and they're too caught up in the Esau's or the poor of Babylon, America's media machine of confusion, entertainment, while you got some serious goings on in the world. You know, but that just shows you the time we're in. So, you know, with that, I'm closing out. Shalom.